Good morning, I'm Stuart Keith. The extent to which New Zealand dairy products are contaminated remains unclear this morning. However, some baby formula products have been recalled. Both Fonterra and the Ministry for Primary Industries are investigating the matter urgently. MB reports.
A statement on the infant formula manufacturer Nutritious website says it has issued a precautionary recall of two products from the New Zealand market. They are kHz Infant Formula Stage 1 and kHz Gold Plus Follow-on Formula Stage 2. Fonterra says 3 batches of whey protein were contaminated in May last year. Contaminated products could cause the paralytic illness botulism, but the only product identified so far as being unsafe is the infant formula. Fonterra says other products could be affected, but is not saying which ones. The Ministry for Primary Industries says it's been told the contaminated whey could have been used in beverages and yogurt and is seeking more information. This is Emma Beard.
Meanwhile, Fonterra is defending its timing over the contamination scare. The Ministry for Primary Industries is concerned it did not learn the problem until Friday, even though the contamination happened more than a year ago. But a senior Fonterra executive, Gary Romano, says he did not know until March of this year. He says proof the bacteria was a virulent one only came through at the end of last month. Mr. Romano says the contamination could have been harmless, and it was important to conduct tests to see if that was the case. Senior American and European officials are holding urgent talks in Cairo with leaders of the interim government and the Muslim Brotherhood opposition. Protests by supporters of the ousted President Mohamed Morsi are continuing, with the government ordering police to block access to their Cairo camps. From Cairo, the BBC's Yolande Nell reports.
Exactly 1 month after Egypt's first democratically elected Islamist president was removed from office, international mediation efforts are increasing to try to mend the damaging, deep political division in the country. Just hours after meeting members of Mr. Morsi's Muslim Brotherhood and its political party, the US Deputy Secretary of State William Burns sat down for talks with the Egyptian Foreign Minister Nabil Safni. They were joined by the European Union's envoy Bernardino Leon. Few official details have been given, but the hope is clearly to prevent further violence and bloodshed.
Yolande Nell in Cairo. The Ministry of Education says Pororua School still has its powers of governance, despite being put under statutory management to help it with national standards. The Deputy Secretary of Regional Operations says a limited statutory manager has been working alongside the board of Pororua School as an advisor for 12 months. Katrina Croce says no school has ever lost its powers of governance because of a refusal to implement national standards.
We would never take the powers of a board to run a school often just because they were refusing to implement national standards, and we have never done so.
Katrina Casey from the Ministry of Education at Pororua School could not be reached for comment. The police have busted a scheme in which $40,000 worth of forged ski tickets were being sold on the streets of Queenstown. 2 men were arrested and 400 fake ski passes confiscated in a 2-day sting involving the police and the ski field operator NZ Ski. NZ Ski's transport manager Etienne Rottenheimer says an Englishman and a Malaysian man were producing the tickets at a printing plant in Malaysia. He says the forgeries were very convincing but had subtle differences, such as the type of paper used, which gave them away as fakes. The Dunedin City Council is proposing changes to its planning rules, which could reduce the need for resource consents for such activities as building garages and installing solar panels. The proposals also include more multi-unit housing outside the student quarter and an overhaul of residential and rural zones. Kosha Norman reports.
The Mayor of Dunedin, Dave Cull, says the proposals aim to reduce red tape, making it cheaper and less time-consuming for people to make changes to their property. He says an increase in medium-density housing will help stop city sprawl, although height limits would stay at 2 stories for most of Dunedin. Mr. Cole says an overhaul of the rural and residential zones is also needed so as to discourage lifestyle blocks. He says lifestyle blocks are wasting good farmland and costing ratepayers through the expensive infrastructure needed to service the properties. This is Kosha Norman.
Election officials are urging would-be mayors and councillors to get their nominations in for the local government elections in October. The manager of election services, Dale Offsowski, says candidates have been slower than usual this year to put their names forward. Halfway through the nomination period, just 6 people have been nominated for council positions in Northland, and Mr. Osolsky says it's a similar picture nationally. He says it's not unusual for people to hand in the paperwork just before the nominations close. And nominations for local government elections close at midday on Friday, August the 16th. And that's the news. Now the sport, here's Ben Robinson.
Kia ora, Stuart. Good morning. The Auckland swimmer Lauren Boyle has won her 3rd bronze medal at the Swimming World Championships in Barcelona. Boyle finished 3rd in the final of the 800 metres freestyle, 4.7 seconds behind the 16-year-old winner from America, Katie Ledecky.
I really wanted to try and get one, so I'm thrilled with victory, and our whole Bronx is good. I'm still really happy.
Lauren Boyle's time of 8 minutes 18 seconds was a New Zealand and Oceania record, but Ledecky took the gold medal in a world record 8 minutes 13 ahead of Denmark's Lotte Friis in second. The Chiefs have won their 2nd successive Super Rugby title after beating the Brumbies 27-22 last night in the grand final at Hamilton. The Brumbies controlled the game for the first 60 minutes before the home side clawed back a 10-point deficit through tries to Liam Messam and the substitute Robbie Robinson. Christian Leolifano scored all of the visitors 22 points for the try, 4 penalties and a conversion, while the Chiefs' Aaron Cruden missed 3 kickable shots at goal in front of the sellout Waikato Stadium.
The crowd was probably our 16th man on the field tonight. The impact we got off the bench as well was huge. So the Brumbies, they really tested us in the first 60 minutes, and we had our backs against the wall. But as a good Chiefs team does, we came out fighting, and were able to get home in the end.
Aaron Cruden will likely be named in the All Blacks today for this year's Rugby Championship. England has limped through stumps on day 3 of the 3rd Ashes test at Old Trafford on 294 for 7. Kevin Peterson's 113 was the standout performance for the home side, which trails Australia by 233 runs, 34 short of avoiding the score-on.
There's not that much of that wicket for us to be frightened of anything, even if we don't make the score. I think we'll make the time as well, because the key to today was to make sure that they all their fastballs bowled all day.
Kevin Peterson, Mitchell Stark was the best of Australia's bowlers, taking 3 for 36. England's Matt Pryor is not out on 6, and Stuart Broad is unbeaten on 9. The Tall Blacks have defeated the Canadian club team that Mississauga Power 99-90 at Shangshan in China, and the New Zealand's tennis #1 Marina Rakovic and her partner Cara Black from Zimbabwe are through to the semi-finals of the doubles at the South California Open. That's sport.